Oh, welcome back. Well, I've been trying to speed match a couple of locomotives for the last couple of days. So I've tried a JMRI to do this with the start, medium, and max voltages using that way, and it just has not worked out for me. One of the things I've been looking at is that I've noticed some of my Digitrax controllers seems like they don't want to start until you get to about a 6 or 7 on the controller. And that's what I do have in one locomotive is a Digitrax DCC board. The other locomotive has got an MRC in it. It seems like it wants to start up with at 2 it starts to move, and I just haven't got it. I don't know what to do. Please help. Suggestions. One thing I have done is I did put an order in for another Digitrax board just to put in the other locomotive, see if that would may be. And hopefully I have that answer by the time I wrap this video up. But the other project that I've been working on is that somewhere along the line in the last couple of years I came across a Gondola car, but it didn't have any trucks on it. So I decided that some MicroTrains trucks and couplers, and I could get this thing to go. But I ran into a slight problem, and the hole on the bottom of the Gondola car is slightly too large for any of the pins that come with the MicroTrains couplers. So I've got a fix for that, and I'll show you what I did on that. Here is the hole that is slightly oversized. This hole is 3/16, and just happen to have some plastic rod here that's 3/16. So I'm going to attempt to plug that hole and then re-drill it. Now the pin that goes in there, let me see if I can get over here for that, get it focused. The pin that goes in there is 5/64. So I hope that I have a drill bit that size, and we're going to see if we can re-drill it back out, and then we'll install the MicroTrains trucks on it. Okay, I cut a couple of short pieces of 3/16 styrene, and I cut them a little bit shorter than what the hole was, so put a little bit of super glue in there and press those in. That one there and that one there. So to get a test fit on the pin, what I'm hoping to do is I've got a piece of plastic here, and I'm going to drill a couple practice holes to see if I can get the right fit for that pin to go down into, and then I'll move that, whatever size drill bit I find, and I'll move that over, and we'll use that to try to re-drill the hole out, see how close to center I can get. Okay, I did have a 5/64 drill, and the first hole here I drilled was 5/64, and that was just slightly too big. The pin is in there, but it's not super snug. Then I went to a 1/16 inch and tried that, and that's too small. So, and I didn't have anything in between. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 5/64, and I may have to touch just a little bit of touch of glue on when I put the pin in. So we will try that. Here is the car, and we'll try to get that in there on the, see if we can get it centered. Okay, here we have drilled the hole, 5/64. Came out very nice. The pin's still a little bit loose in it, so Probably use a little bit of either super glue or some silicone just to hold that in place. Okay, we've got one put together, and actually I found, looking through the MicroTrains couplers, there was some other pins in there, and I measured those. These are about 80 thousandths, where the other one that I found from MicroTrains was about 73 thousandths. These are pressing in very nicely, and looks like it's going to work real well. We'll continue on. Okay, we've checked it with the height gauge. The couplers look good there, and seems to roll real well. I think we'll hook this up to a locomotive and make a few laps with it. Okay, now back to the speed matching. Well, the better way to do it is just let me show you a couple of test runs that I did here. Here I have the two locomotives. 2158 is here, and we have 8607. This locomotive does have a sound-equipped decoder in it, and this just has a Digitrax DCC. They're both Digitrax. So I have them basically set up not in the consist mode, but if I go give it a couple of increased steps here, say there you can see they're somewhat moving, and I only have about a 4 on it. So at a low input, they do run at a nice, slow, smooth speed. Now let me put them in the consist mode, and I'll show you what happens. Okay, now I have the two locomotives in the consist mode with 2152 being the lead. So now if I start to step up the throttle, 52 starts to move. I'll pick it up here a little bit. I'm now up at a 16. Well, it's accelerating. And for this one here, it's very, very slow. So what do? Do I have something set in correctly? I've cleared the consist mode, and here is 8607, and we'll run that up to a 5, running just fine. Before it took about a 15 to 18. Okay, well that shows you my speed matching problem. I'm starting to lean toward the Digitrax board, possibly removing that one and putting back the MRC board back in there, and see if that changes it. I'm just not sure why I lose about 50% of my throttle when I go into the consist mode with that locomotive. Although, if I have a CV set wrong or have some pointers, please let me know. Really appreciate it. That's going to wrap up this video. Hopefully I've given you a couple ideas, tips, and we'll look for you again next time. You have a great day. Thank you for watching.